We are recording. We are excited to have you all here. We're excited for AYC 2026. Thank you all for being willing to step in, for being key leaders this year. We at OACE are super excited to have everyone on board and to have what is probably our biggest AYC since 2019, which is fantastic. Maybe even since 2018. We are just under 2,200 participants. So we're at almost 300 up from last year, which is super exciting. And we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. So as we're going, I don't have a second screen today, so I won't be able to see comments or questions as they come in. So Amy, Jeanette, if you guys could be watching for those as things happen, that would help me out tremendously. But let's go ahead and just begin with a quick prayer, shall we? In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the gift it is to serve you and to serve the young church, the young people, the families you have entrusted to us. We ask you to bless this meeting, bless all of the key leaders who are coming to AYC this year, that they may be diligent and faithful in following you, so that the young people that they are guiding may have an encounter with your Son this weekend. We ask this in your most holy name and through the intercession of Our Lady, Queen of Peace, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So just kind of some quick high-end overview things. When Amy, hopefully, Amy, have you gotten to take the chat?
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to text it to them. I'm going to send them a link to it because I can't. My computer's being weird. It's my computer, I'm sure.
No, it's mine too. So maybe Teams may have done an update or something. I'm not quite sure. But we'll send you guys the orientation packet so you'll have everything to go through. But we want to kind of highlight a few key things that have changed to our schedule this year from last year and in years past. So one of the biggest changes has been around the timing of the Sacrament of Reconciliation and the timing of Mass.
I'm so sorry, Brian. So everybody did get it by email earlier today.
Oh, even better. All right, so you should already have it in your email because Amy is amazing. That came through a Flock note, Amy?
Yes, Flock note.
Right. So make sure that you guys check for that. Big thing is we are offering reconciliation in almost all throughout the weekend. It'll be available Friday night. It'll be available Saturday throughout the day. It'll be available Sunday morning. But more than that, rather than in times past when we have, when we have had Mass leading into adoration and reconciliation happening during that time, we really wanted to move to a kind of more liturgically proper pathway this year, where we have our big time of reconciliation before Mass. So rather than Mass being set on Saturday, being Saturday morning, we'll have an early riser sessions at 9 o'clock, followed by prayer and praise and worship in the main hall, and then you'll be dismissed for a round of workshops, right? And then during that time, there will be reconciliation available with a large number of priests, including Archbishop. And then from there, you'll go into lunch. So rather than having two split lunch times, it's going to be one large lunch, and we'll let Jeanette talk about that in a moment. When we come back from that, there'll be some parish time that kind of closes out the lunch, and then we'll go into Mass at that point. And so that's the biggest thing that changes on our schedule this year. Questions, comments, concerns, insults?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Compliments, maybe? I don't know. I'm just
compliments, maybe anything like that. The last couple of years at AYC, we have used wristbands for our participants just to kind of honor our 70th conference and to have something that was a little bit big and a little bit different. We are going to have hard plastic printed name badges this year, and your color groups are going to be distinguished by the lanyard that goes with that name badge. So there'll be 4 different colors. That'll be the section that you'll be in the main dining or the main hall, which rotates at different times. On the back of that will be a QR code. Now, if you scan this right now, it's not fully up to date because we're still working on it, right? But this QR code will take you to all of the resources you'll need for the conference: maps, workshops, speakers, schedules, resources. All of that will be available there. And again, if you scan it now, there's going to be a lot of filler things, and you're going to be like, well, what's happening? It's because it's still in progress. But everyone will have a copy of that throughout. Very similar to how we've done last year, these credentials are what let you get into the main conference spaces. So getting into the main hall, getting into the workshops, all of our program assistants and our volunteers will be checking to make sure people have these items. And in addition to that, we're going to have pink wristbands for everyone who is an adult. Right? You may have some chaperones who look like they are still in high school, but if they're there and they're an adult, then they'll get that wristband as well. So it kind of lets us know, hey, that person can take groups of teens up to the rooms. That person can kind of go into areas that are maybe designated for adults only. So just kind of have a heads up on that. And all of those will be in your registration packet that you'll get when you do check-in on Friday afternoon, which then leads us right into talking about check-in and checkout. I think Amy's going to take over since Luz is not here with us tonight.
Okay. Hi, friends. Okay, so yeah, you'll see our wonderful staff. You'll see Luz, our office coordinator, and Gabby, our admin, along with Chris, who will be helping you guys check in, and that will be that's going to not going to be in the hotel lobby. So if it's your first time, there's two check-ins. One is downstairs on the first floor with the hotel. That is separate from our check-in. That is strictly for your room check-in. When you do your check-in, you will be we'll send you an Excel that you will have to fill out, and that's where you're going to fill in the names for your teens. Please, 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 please show up with that form completed for the hotel, because you're going to put people's informations in the rooms. So make sure you have that. Great to have a copy on you in case of an emergency. Please keep that on you. And then you will have a check-in for AYC with us on the third floor, which will be like our office information desk the whole weekend. And so we'll always have a staff member there. And so we highly recommend it. You can always do that check-in first as well. So just remember that they need credentials. One thing that we ask, please, 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 to make the process easier for everyone else that is checking in, we do not need all your participants and all your chaperones with you when you're checking in. So please make sure that it's only you that is doing the check-in process. Well, I'm going to send my chaperone. No, you as a key leader are the person who does the check-in, both for the hotel, because that's who we put in for the name for the hotel, and also for the conference itself. That's where you will do your initial pickup for t-shirts. And to make sure that if you're making a payment, you can make a payment there via check. We are not going to be taking any cash or a card that day. And then we want to make sure that when it comes to substitutions, we are not going to be doing substitutions the day of. So the last day for substitutions for teens will be the Tuesday before AYC. So if you do have any substitutions, please make sure to reach out to us via OAS events so we can process that substitution for you. Any badges that are lost, any badges that are lost or misplaced, or the lanyards, do have a cost of $180. And so a misplaced badge is $180. So please make sure you tell your teens that because we will be billing the parish if we do need to replace the badge or the lanyard.
And part of that is to make sure that credentials aren't just being handed off to someone who is not a registered part of the conference. So that we make sure that we are following our hotel policies, following all of our occupancy policies, and all of those things.
Thank you. Okay. As far as it comes to your luggage, for the most part, we are asking everybody to please have it in the general areas, the pre-function area. So sometimes the second floor, third or fourth floor, until you are able to fully check in into your room. Once you check into your room, you're more than welcome to go up with your teens and make sure that they go into their correct room to checking in. For checkout, please be sure that let's say a teen's leaving early and they're the only ones in that room. Don't check out with the hotel. Just keep the key, wait till the end. For whatever reason, something happens, but just keep those keys and then turn them into the hotel once we are leaving. Checkout does have to be done before 12 on Sunday, but for the most part, everybody brings their luggage down Sunday morning. So in that pre-function area, again, second floor, fourth floor, and third floor. And so we're not allowing any, because also of capacity, any luggage into the ballroom area. So please, please, please make sure that you bring your stuff with you on Sunday night down. There won't be much time after from what we're doing to go up and get stuff from your room. I think that's it as far as that goes. When it comes to room keys, please make sure that you are the only one of your chaperones that have the room keys. Minors, participants are not allowed to have their room keys. So please make sure of that as well. When it comes to safe environment, make sure you follow all the policies in regards to safe environment. One thing that we kindly ask, and this is a safe environment policy, do not, for the love of everything that's beautiful, do not put labels on your doors. We've had parents in the past label their doors. This is how many kids, and we do not want that. There are other guests in that hotel room. So for the safety of everyone, we ask that. That's why it's important that you keep your list. Oh, thank you for that correction, Jeanette. Checkouts at 11:30. Is there any questions that you can think of, or if not, anything else, Brian or Jeanette, that I might have missed? You're more than welcome.
Just on some of those, if you are one of our 8 parishes that is staying over at the Embassy Suites, you're obviously your hotel check-in will be over there as opposed to down in the Hilton, but then the conference registration check-in will still be over in the Hilton Americas on the 4th floor. So if you are one of those, I would recommend, since it's a much smaller group, you should be able to easily get in, get your hotel rooms, and drop all of your luggage off before you come over to the Hilton. And at that point, have your youth and chaperones head into Bayou Village, and you, as the key leader, can go and do the conference registration with Luz and the rest of the OAS team there. One note on the Embassy Suites as well is that if you are one of those, you should have gotten an email from me earlier today. Your rooming lists have to be in earlier than the Hilton. The Hilton lets us turn them in the day of. The Embassy Suites is asking that they be in by the 15th so that they can kind of have everything logged in their system ahead of time. So make sure that you look for that email and get those lists to me earlier, me and Randy earlier than that date. And other than that, then Jenna can take it away with Bayou Village.
All right. So Bayou Village, excuse me, Bayou Village is to assist you, key leaders, with your group while you are trying to register, as they were mentioning before. In your packet, you will see that it's on the 2nd floor. So you'll be coming to the 2nd floor before you go up to the 4th floor to register for the conference. So if you're getting there to the hotel, whether it's Embassy or Hilton, key leader, you're already standing in that line, please feel free. That Bayou Village starts at 3 o'clock. They can come up to the 2nd floor. There'll be area to drop off luggage while you're taking care of that. And while they're in there, the purpose is for them to just have a good time, kind of getting them started for the conference for the evening. We have inflatables, we have games, we have Switch, which is going to be pretty awesome. We have many vendors that are joining us this year of different types, and definitely some of our different nonprofits that are accompanying us for that weekend. We have a DJ always playing music, so it's just great energy. You're definitely going to have youth council there welcoming everyone coming through. So that is a purpose for that time. We do ask to please have chaperones there supervising. Is not a drop off and chill time for the adults. If anything, we're asking to please have your chaperones there supervising during that time as we have that going on. We have parishes coming in and out during that whole time, so it's from 3 to 6. And once you are ready, like say you're ready to call your group, you can always go up to the DJ and have them call your parish, and that way you can meet wherever it is that you need to meet for that day. But it's a fun time. Is mine still next? Okay.
No, you get me next. So I'm going to quickly kind of go over some of our basic hotel procedures. We've kind of touched on them sometimes. A reminder that, again, check-in won't start until after 3 on Friday. So if you show up at 2 o'clock and try to go to the hotel desk, they are going to send you away because the rooms will not be ready. They're still cleaning them. They're still flipping them over at that time. So please don't try to go to the hotel desk until 3 o'clock. And again, the checkout time, 11:30. We really recommend you do it before you come to Mass and then just be out of the hotels at that time. A reminder that the hotel contract is made with the Archdiocese as a whole. So there is no early checkout. If you, for some odd reason, need to leave in the middle, leave early, please make sure that you contact the OA staff at the registration desk on the 4th floor, let them know, and then turn your keys into us. Because if you leave on Saturday night and try to check out, we incur some pretty heavy penalty fees. So please be aware of that. kind of along the same lines of that, all of the pay-per-view, all of the extra amenities and things in the hotel rooms have kind of been deactivated and taken aside for that. For this time, so you shouldn't be able to access to any of those. Any additional charges for damages that occur will be passed on to the parish in that room or in the space that was damaged. So just kind of be aware of that. Sleeping arrangements, as a reminder, the Hilton has its own fire codes and its own capacity. We ask you to be respectful and mindful of those. With that, the queen bedrooms have a capacity of 4 people per room, and that's typically 2 people per bed at a max capacity. The king rooms, which only have 1 bed in it, list that they can sleep 3, but if it's something that you absolutely need, there's a limited number of rollerways, but we try to encourage you to have 3 people per room in the kings, just to make sure that we're meeting those capacities. No extra mattresses on the floor, nothing that blocks fire egress or anything like that. We've got to make sure that we are following all building and city fire codes so that we are safe for our young people. Reminder again of those room keys. The room keys should stay with the adult leaders at all times. That way it means if a youth has to go up to a room, two adult leaders or 2 youth and an adult to go up, so that there's always safe environment being met so that they can get it, rather than just handing off those keys, because youth, when given the opportunity, will probably get up to some shenanigans. So be aware of that. With those safe environment norms, keep in mind that your hotel rooms have to match up with both gender and age, which means you can't have youth of the same of different genders sharing a room together. All male rooms, all female rooms. If anyone who's over 18, even if they're still in high school, needs to be in an adult room, not in a youth room, and they have to have completed their CMG Connect before coming to AYC. Questions, comments, concerns on that one? That tends to be a big one.
No.
Nothing there yet? All
No,
right.
no. Good.
You guys are making our life nice and easy. I like it. Just some reminders on dress code and conduct. The OA staff and the AYC team, including our program assistants, which you'll notice and by their bright orange shirts for the weekend, are not responsible for disciplining your youth. We ask that all of the key leaders, the chaperones who are there, are the direct line of supervision and discipline for them. Now, that doesn't mean we want you yelling and screaming at your youth. I went to confession with my pastor last weekend. It's the best thing he's ever said. I confessed, putting it out there, right, that I've been yelling at my kids, that I'm getting angry at them. And he said, the way that you speak to your children gives other people permission to speak to them that way as well. So it was like a smack to the face. So remember that with your own youth, right? The way that you speak to them gives other people permission to speak to them in that same way. So make sure that you as an adult leader are having a good code of conduct. You're speaking to them in a polite, firm, and pastoral way. But we're not going to be there. So if something happens where the OA staff or the program assistants have to step in, that means you guys haven't been doing your job to make sure that you're supervising and disciplining your youth. So please be on top of that. As far as the dress code goes, we're not going to go through every little detail, but make sure that it's appropriate attire for AYC. That can be casual or sportswear, jeans, pants, shorts of an appropriate length to fit, t-shirts that are appropriate for the condition, with content that is appropriate for the event, tennis shoes or sandals. Inappropriate things include anything with offensive materials, anything that advertises alcohol, tobacco, products, illegal drugs, clothing that fails to either adequately cover or is excessively baggy. And we also ask that you ask your teens to avoid any clothing with political slogans or political leanings. Since the Catholic Church doesn't endorse any one political party, we ask that to kind of be set aside for the weekend so that we can be one united church. Again, that participant conduct is respect others, participate in the conference fully, follow all the directions of the key leaders, and you guys are the ones who are the first line of defense for that. So making sure that they're behaving in a way that is respectful to all other participants and to all other adults and to all other guests of the hotel, because again, we're not the only ones there. We're taking up most of the hotel, but not all of it. So just be aware of those other guests as we're there. Safety still me? No, that's Jeanette.
That's
Back
Jeanette.
to you, Jay.
Okay. All right, safety. Really quickly, we have, you're going to notice, if this is your first time, you're going to notice this group of people with these bright orange shirts on. For those that have been there before, those are our program assistants, and they are meant to assist the OAS staff and everyone, AYC staff, and just making sure that everything is, staying cool and calm and collected for the weekend. But they are not the main people to go to if something is going on. You are still the main person of contact. We are there to assist you, but they're not the ones to lay down the law. Just saying, just putting that out there. But we also ask you to please respect them. Like, they do know certain things that need to happen. For example, if there's a lot of jumping, as you see in the picture, and it's causing chaos, those program assistants are going to come in and say, hey, can you please calm down? And so we are asking you, key leaders, and the rest of the chaperones, to please support them in trying to get those things done, because we also have to make sure that things remain safe throughout the weekend. So but if you need any assistance, if anything is happening or anything, they're there for that as well. You never know what might happen. If someone is dehydrated or something, go ahead and call them, get their attention so they can help you out. And they will contact us if, need anything else. As it was mentioned before, just really quickly, those name badges are really important. The program assistants know that they will not let people in to the ballrooms or any of the areas without that name badge. So if any of your youth or anything like that doesn't have it, they will not be allowed inside. It's going to be very important on Saturday. We're going to talk more about that, but because we have procession and adoration at Discovery Green, that's an area that we're really going to be paying attention to, those name badges, that if you or one of your youth doesn't have a name badge, unfortunately, we're going to say you need to go back and get it, or you can't be a part of it, because we don't know everyone. So it's our way of staying safe. So please make sure you let them know. It's going to be very annoying, I understand, but please keep the name badges. And then, of course, as
It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. I know. But, people forget. I get it. Or some of them don't love wearing their name badges. How I know? Youth Council does it all the time. We understand. Crowd control. Oh, please help us. Like I said, program assistants know that that's something that we're going to be doing. But while we are in the ballroom, please make sure that you are supporting us in that crowd control. We know that we have those times to open doors beforehand. Please try to keep your group at least, and, pastorally, those groups around you that maybe are getting too rowdy. We want to make sure that we are respecting the hotel that is letting us be there, as well as other people that are around. Inside, obviously, we know that they love the God pit, but the moment that we say we need to calm down, please help us in supporting that and bringing them back to their seats. Sometimes we see that it's the chaperones and the key leaders more than the kids. I've noticed it, firsthand, in which they're trying to make sure they get to the chairs first, or be in the front, or dinner. And so all we're asking is to please help us out in that. It's like you said, 2,200 of us. We're trying to be safe together. So help us with that crowd control. And of course, one of the things also to keep in mind is curfew. They mentioned it before. Curfew is at 11:30 each night. They need to be in their rooms. It's not that, we're finishing our evening snack or anything. Everyone should be in their rooms at 11:30. Obviously, key leaders and chaperones are supervising those hallways, making sure that it's quiet, because as was mentioned before, we have other guests there. So we need to make sure that, one, they're getting their proper time to go to bed, for sleep, but also that we're respecting that there are other guests in the hotel. It's not just us. So making sure that we're not running, yelling, slamming doors. One of the things that I do know, and just pay attention to, it's a hard rule, I know, but those latches so the doors won't lock, that bangs. It bangs loudly, and sometimes it damages. So if the hotel see that it's damaged, it's going to go to your parish. Keeping that in mind. Okay. And no guests, outside guests, are allowed whatsoever. To be in the hotel rooms, it has to be just AYC participants. If people are dropping off food, they're dropping it at the bottom in the lobby for food, but they're not coming up to those rooms with those hallways. So we need to make sure that we stay safe and protecting each other by only keeping the participants registered for this retreat or conference. So sorry.
Which reminds me of one item that we didn't and hotel procedures is that outside food cannot be served or distributed or eaten in public spaces in the Hilton, which means if you're having food delivered or if you are distributing food for breakfast, that needs to be done within a hotel room. It needs to be done. Now, you can use the little lobby spaces on the hotel floors, but not the pre-function area on any of the main ballroom floors for that distribution of food. And so just kind of make sure aware of that. If the Hilton sees you, they will ask you to move and to stop doing that. And if it becomes a serious problem, then there could be fines or charges to us as a whole. So please be aware of that and be conscious of that.
And that also includes our lunch that we're having at Discovery Green. Do not bring it into the general areas, please.
Mm-hmm. All right, so some of the logistics to be aware of. First thing is first aid. We always think like, man, we're not having major issues, but man, we get visits at the first aid. So first aid is going to be in room 430 on the 4th floor. Basically, if you're in the pre-function looking at the ballroom, it's going to be to the right-hand side near that stairwell, that winding stairwell that goes down. So we'll have our EMTs and nurses there the whole time. They do close at the end of the day. Around 10:30, just when you are supposed to be going back to your rooms upstairs. Things just to keep in mind is if someone falls ill and it's just temporary, obviously take them to the first aid. Youth always need to be accompanied by an adult. So we're asking the youth for an adult to accompany them. That way, if they have any questions, we check their records. Another thing just to keep in mind is that we go by whatever those forms, the permission for liability forms say. So say that they happen to have a stomach ache, but no permission to give any medication, we cannot. So even if calling the parent, it doesn't work. So I would say go ahead and look at those forms or remind parents to look over those forms because we can't go against parents. If a youth falls ill and it's temporary, awesome. But if you see that it's going for a long time and they're just laying in the first aid, because we're asking not to take them back to their rooms and definitely not to be there by themselves, it'll be a time to call the parents. Go ahead and call the parents and say that they're not feeling well, especially if they have a fever. They will immediately go home. We are asking not to have medications. So key leaders don't have medications. The only medications that you are allowed to hold on to are the prescribed ones, which need to be in their prescription bottles or boxes with the exact dose, with the instruction of dosage and dosage and when it needs to be given. That's what you hold on to. But anything like Tylenol, ibuprofen, we ask the youth don't hold on to that, and you not to hold on to that and come to the first aid for that to be taken care of. But if you see there's a medical emergency that surpasses, if you need to call 911, call 911. If we need to call 911, we definitely will. If it's something that can be taken care of, that a parent will come, call them. And we don't want the kids not to be there, but it happens. So just be aware of that. It is August. So we're going to be there for August 1st and August 2nd. The heat is a major thing. They get dehydrated. We know that. We are prepared on our end, but please make sure that you let them know they need to be drinking water. Take water bottles if need be. Just so they can remain hydrated, especially as we go to Discovery Green on Saturday. But they're there. We have a great team that will be in that room, and some of them actually go around making sure that things are going well throughout the conference. Next, we have the sensory room. So one of the things that we started was a sensory room that was only open like on Saturday, and I think asking just on Friday for a little bit, but now we have it for the whole weekend. We actually have someone amazing trained to be in the sensory room. Her name is Sarah Bevel, and it is located on the 3rd floor in room 334A. That is a quiet area for a reason. So it's going to be open from Friday at 3:00 all the way to Mass on Sunday. This is a space, for those that may be overstimulated, overwhelmed, and need a quiet place to be. They can definitely go down to that room, and there'll be toys, there'll be games, there'll be calm music, low lighting, some weighted blankets, some weighted stuffed animals, just things to definitely make them feel calmer throughout the conference. We want them to come to the conference and participate, but we understand the need to step out every once in a while. This is one of those spaces that we ask to please be accompanied by an adult. Our leaders will be in there. We want to make sure that, they can't be dropped off. It's not a drop off site. We also ask key leaders that as you get ready for your parish time, if you can please stay away from that area, just because the point is to have a quiet space. So if you can find other means or other areas to meet, that'll be wonderful. But we look forward to having this area, this room for our youth that need it. And then speaking of space for parish time, we can use those second, third, and fourth floor area for parish time. It's first come, first serve. If you get there, that's great. If not, you have to go upstairs. The only thing to keep in mind again, though, that if you are getting that evening snack, you cannot eat in those pre-function areas. You cannot eat on those floors. You have to be up in your hotel rooms. But then also keeping that in mind that if you do go to your hotel rooms following those safe environment requirements as we talked about earlier. Any questions on that before moving forward? Wonderful.
We did have some questions in the chat.
Okay.
Did I understand correctly? If a teen needs prescribed medication, key leaders are the ones to dispense the medication.
You or someone who is capable to do so on your team. If you happen to have a nurse, EMT, or someone that will be responsible for that, yes, y'all are responsible for it. But the youth cannot keep it on them.
And then Jennifer asked, are there water bottle filling stations?
There are some fountains that have it. We also have these water towers that will be around the hotel, the floors that we'll be on, but they also do have, especially near the restrooms, they have the water fountains with the
filter
water bottle, filtered water. Correct.
Yeah. And then there are two exceptions for medication that can be kept with them, and that's inhalers and epinephrine pins.
Correct. They keep it on themselves. All right. Well, I'm going to continue on if y'all want to answer the chat. Meals. All right. Friday dinner, we have each parish school is responsible for providing meals on Friday evening. In the packet, you will see that there is a list of local restaurants that you can go to if you decide to order from. So keeping that in mind. You're also responsible for Saturday and Sunday breakfast as well. We will, the conference is Saturday lunch and Saturday dinner. Saturday lunch is in Discovery Green. And this year it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be just one time, a longer expanded time for lunch, just to make sure that everyone goes through the line. You'll be getting a notification right after your workshops what color to start lining up. We're going to do that fairly quickly. But it's going to be in the same area as last year. That was near the state. If you don't know where that's at, do you have that map next? I don't know if you have it, Brian. Yes. All right. So as you can see, the hotel on the left-hand side, because they're doing construction around there, please be aware of the instructions that we give you. We're going to have shares there helping us out, but we're going to be crossing the streets over to over to George R. Brown first, then walking over because Avenida is closed. And then we're going to then cross the street back so we can take this long sidewalk over, and we're going to head over to the X's, the two X's that you see there, and you can pick up food there. This year is going to be burgers, chips, and cookies, and some kind of fruit in there for those. And we'll have a couple of chicken options as well, grilled chicken options. Just so you're aware, we're having this year. And then this area that says reserved for AYC, that slope, it's for us to eat there. If you want to go ahead and do that, it has a couple of trees. It's really nice. You have the great lawn there to enjoy your lunch if you want to play, get that energy out if you want. And then please make sure to clean up after yourself. That's great. That's going to be great. You're going to get tickets. So don't forget that you get tickets so you can actually get your meals. Gluten-free, you'll have one color. Vegetarian, you'll have another. But know that they will be there for you to pick up. And you'll actually have a name. So you'll get a card, give your name. That meal will be for you if it is different from the regular meals. And then after that, you actually get ready. You'll get a notice because right after that, we go to Mass. So we do make sure you have enough time to go through the line, get your meal, and then we go over back to the hotel and get ready for Mass. It's going to be exciting. And then Saturday.
And if for some reason it goes super long, Father Viet, our chaplain, does have faculties to be able to give a general dispensation to excuse participants from
Oh,
the 1 hour fast. So
he knows, and thank God. But our goal is that we'll be able to you'll be done and over for Saturday lunch. Saturday dinner, it's going to be on the second floor. Same thing. You'll be getting a message knowing when to go in for dinner. It's going to be in the Ballroom Americas, so just be aware of that. Hopefully, everyone's been receiving a message from us today. If you haven't, today will be a good time to say, hey, I did not receive a text message about today's meeting. So that's how we're going to be communicating with you. And then just so you're aware in there, if it does rain, we're going to be asking that you be patient with us. You'll be able to pick up that lunch for your youth, for your group, or you're unfortunately going to have to eat it in the hotel rooms. There are some areas that they will mention to you that you can eat, like on the second and third floor. We'll let you know. But for the most part, know that chaperones, leaders, come pick up your lunch, take it back, and then you'll be eating in the hotel. All right. Questions on that by any chance? Okay, so you did not receive a text message. Okay, good to know. We're going to be looking at that.
I will say we've had a couple of chaperones that happen the same thing. Check your spam text. Sometimes Flock Note tends to go into your spam folder just in case in your text messages.
The meals for lunch and dinner. For lunch is going to be hamburger with the fixings on the side, chips, cookies, a fruit, a hand fruit, anything easy enough to consume, and then you get a soda and a water. For dinner is going to be chicken Alfredo or chicken marinara if you cannot have, if there's a dairy allergy, with vegetables.
And there are vegetarian options and gluten-free options available at both as well.
Correct. For both. So don't worry about the buns. We will have the gluten-free option for all the meals. We do look at that, which I was going through all that today. Thank you so much for putting that in there in the liability form, guys. All right. Social media. Amy?
So we are so excited to again share the beautiful things that you're going to be posting and to make memories with all over 2020, 2200, a lot of you guys. So just like Brian said, our information for social media will be in the link tree, but if you haven't, feel free to follow us at AYC Houston. That is our handle for all of our social media, specifically for Instagram and for Facebook. So definitely follow us. We will be reposting parishes. We will be reposting adults. Just be aware that we do not repost minors. Sometimes the diocese's official social media also repost some of our stuff, and so we are very cautious on who we repost. And so, yes, ask your kids to tag us, ask your kids, but if you can do it through your parish or through your specifically youth ministry social media, please do so. We'll also follow you guys on your parish social media. And so, yeah, tag as much as you can, post pictures, and we'd love to share that. And if we can, we'll probably ask you if we can use some of your pictures, and we'll give you guys credit for any of stuff that we might be using as well. Oh, and we will have a photographer that will be present the entire weekend. So you see him around, feel free to be like, hey, can I take a picture? Just say yes. We love to get more pictures of you in your communities. And so he'll be posting live throughout the whole weekend as well.
We'll also have a videographer there filming and doing things like that. And so you may be asking people to do little interviews for like social media snippets for next year's promotion. Just know that they'll be wearing conference credentials the same as any other adult. So if you see someone trying to take pictures and they don't have those credentials, that's definitely the person you say, whoa, 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 whoa.
Liturgical guidelines.
All right. Okay, that's my time. Okay, cool. I talk a lot. I haven't spoken a lot. I'm just kidding. All right. So we're excited for the couple of changes that we're experiencing this AYC. And so that being said, just keep in mind of when Mass is going to take place. We want everybody to be as present as possible for Mass. And so I think the very first thing that is when it comes to the reception of communion, because we are such a large event this year, especially this year, we are highly encouraging and inviting everybody to receive standing. And so that way it could be efficient for the sake of our time and the space that we have and for everybody around. So if somebody decides to receive outside of standing, communion will not be denied to them. But we just want to make sure for this, to make sure for efficiency purposes that we're moving kind of smoothly. Also remember like our postures and our attention in mass. If you have a couple of kids that are like falling asleep because they stayed up late the night before, or whatever the case might be, or they want to munch during mass, just kind of remind them not to. Please wake them up. Don't hurt them. Just kind of wake them up and remind them where they're at. So we kindly encourage you to tell your chaperones to do the same thing. And so be like, hey guys, don't, or just remind them of whose presence they are in. We will be definitely having expositions about the Blessed Sacrament. We will have it a little bit several times during the weekend, especially on Saturday, right? So after Mass, there will be a procession of just Father or Chaplain, Father Viet, and the seminarians who will take the Blessed Sacrament and the monstrance down to the chapel. That is only meant for them. We do not process out with them, so please remember reverence during that time and what that looks like. If your teens, for whatever reason, have not experienced adoration before or Eucharistic adoration, kindly encourage you to speak with them and to explain to them what that is like. And then throughout the weekend, as we get ready to do things, let's say the kids are outside because they're on the break, and they're bringing the Blessed Sacrament in for whatever reason, remind them of their posture and reverence to the Blessed Sacrament. So that they're going to hear bells, they might see smoke from the incense, but just to be reverent as the sacrament is passing from wherever direction they are going. And that also is the example for after Discovery Green. After we conclude on Saturday night, we conclude with adoration, and so the Blessed Sacrament and the seminarians and Father Viet will be returning to the hotel, so we're maintaining that reverence until the Blessed Sacrament has left that area. Okay, for procession, I know we have a different slide for procession, but just so you kind of for the sake of the reverence part, just be aware of when we're doing the procession to remain reverent. We will have people that will be singing throughout the procession, and so they will be standing at different points. And encourage them to sing along. We will have worship aids for them as well, so we want them to be part of it. And so actually that's a sign language for book. So we want them to be part of that one voice singing together. And so again, be aware of where we're at and who we're with and what that looks like or when we're praying together. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. And then obviously we have our chapel available that will be open. It'll open early in the morning and then close at night. But one beautiful thing that we are doing this year that is not that we have not done in the past is we have relics. So right now we have at least 10 saint relics that will be in the chapel. Please go visit them. Please, 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 I encourage you to go visit them, pray with them. The Office of Worship has been fantastic in putting this together, and they have created a guides and tables and what to do with relics, how to pray with relics, and other prayerful things to have there. And so highly encourage for your teens to experience that as well.
Yeah, so with the Eucharist procession, Jeanette and I are going to kind of tag team this a little bit. It's going to very much follow a similar route as the procession for lunch, or like the walk through for lunch. We are estimating that it's going to take about a half an hour to get everyone from the main ballroom down and out over to the green. Each parish is going to receive kind of I think we're going to use like some drawstring bags. If you were at Junior High Valley with us this last year, everyone got the drawstring backpacks. The leftovers from that, we're going to be putting in and making packets for all the parishes that will have worship aids as well as electric taper candles. I don't know if you know this, but you can buy AAA batteries from Amazon by the 1,000 count. I did not know this until we started through and planning this. And so we're going to have enough candles for everyone to have a candle for this procession. We'll have some buckets set up to collect them afterwards, but you guys are also welcome to keep them all you want, because I have no idea where I'm going to store 2,200 candles. So if you want them, please keep them. It's our gift to you. But with that, like Amy said, there will be some young adult volunteers and some liturgical ministry volunteers who will be stationed at key spots along the pathway that will be helping everyone to stay on song together, so that as we're going, we can maintain a prayerful and reverent posture. And when we get to the green, I'm going to let Jeanette just kind of share a little bit with you about what to expect when we get there.
So once we get there, you'll have, again, the program assistants that will be in those bright orange shirts. We're also going to have other young adults that will be assisting us. Because we're still in a time of prayer, we're already praying that once the monstrance gets to the stage and they're getting ready and setting up on there for us, it's still a prayer time. You're going to be given instructions on starting to line up on this slope. And so we're asking you, key leaders and chaperones, to help us with that. Because we will be trying to line up, try to sit in lines as best as possible. If you see the line of trees on your left-hand side, that will be a pathway. We're going to make sure that we rope that off to make sure that we have a pathway, again, keeping us safe. But please make sure that we are listening to our program assistants and other helpers to make sure that that's going quickly, trying to lessen the talking, trying to lessen any disturbances, because again, we're in front of our Lord Jesus Christ in the Eucharist, and so we want to make sure we're still in that prayerful mode. What we're asking is either to remain standing or to sit, but not to lay down, even though that may be one of those ways that you want to adore and worship, for just to make sure we have space for a lot of us in there to remain, or kneeling or sitting. Standing, try not to, maybe, so other people in the back can definitely have a moment in being able to see the monstrance as well, to see Jesus on stage. And then we're going to do our best to do that as quickly as possible, as quietly as possible. And so we're asking you to assist us on that as well. As you can see, we have ADA accommodations in front, like in front of the stage. It is a concrete area. We want to make sure for those that need that space that we keep it free for that. So we want to make sure that we're having space for everyone there. And so it should be a wonderful moment. We hope that it's gonna, be an amazing thing. Brian is so awesome. They mentioned that they're gonna have a what's it called? A ribbon.
An LED ribbon.
LED ribbon that you can see you're able to sing along, because they're going to have the lyrics on there. And so we can all be singing together as one voice during this amazing moment. And just for being respectful of the space, we don't know who's going to be out there. We will be having security. We're going to be having a mixture of police officers from Discovery Green as well as ours. We're definitely going to have about 10 of them, including a patrol car somewhere. So we definitely feel safe, and we are very thankful for those that are wanting to join us for that event. So we just ask to please be patient with us and to listen to the instructions and remain reverent during this time. And then right after this moment, it's kind of parish time already. As I were mentioning, that Father Viet starts having his own procession back. This is your moment to be with your group. We're going to dismiss the youth to the key leaders. You can stay there in Discovery Green, but we're asking please be back at the hotel by 10:30. Our police officers will be there till 10:30. So we ask to please take it back over there. Take your group back to the hotel, and of course, curfew is at 11:30. It will be police, yes. All right, our Sunday collection.
This one's me. Sorry, I forgot. So every year we do a collection at AYC, and as key leaders, you'll get a envelope when you check in on Friday with all the rest of your conference funds or materials and things like that. Every single year we receive higher and higher requests for scholarship donations, and it's due to this Sabrina Tolentino Pena fund that we're able to offer those and help young people from across the diocese come to AYC. I think this year we had about $11,000 worth of requested scholarships, which thankfully we were able to make things work and have that happen. Our average collections over the last 3 or 4 years have been in the $4,000 to $5,000 range. And so we've kind of upped it up this year. We've always asked people like, hey, consider donating $5. This year we're saying consider donating $10. And in addition to just kind of the promotion we do with you guys at the conference. On the week of AYC, we'll be sending an email out to all of the parent emails that we have on hand, letting them know about this collection and encouraging them to send something along with their young people to add in and to contribute to this fund. So we'll have those envelopes that you will have. You can collect it throughout the weekend with your young people, and we'll also have baskets that will be passed around during Mass. The envelopes can get turned into the registration desk with Luz, our office coordinator, before Mass on Sunday, or they can be put into those baskets as they're being passed around. We just really ask you to consider make a donation so that we can continue offering these scholarships to those who need it. And Amy with the banner competition.
All right. So we are super excited to continue with the new with this new tradition that's been going wild. So we're super excited. So in every email that we sent out, we have included the banner banner registration on as a quick flock note. It just helps us keep a list and to be prepared logistically on how many banners we should be expecting. So this year's prize, instead of being the $50, we're gonna up it up to $100, up to $100 worth of pizza, depending on your size of your group. And we are going to make sure that you guys get fed. And so the banner winner will be announced Saturday afternoon. That way, if you're making arrangements for your meals, you can at least have that part covered early enough. And we are going to have some of our keynote speakers deliver that pizza to you. And so we'll make arrangements with you once we determine who the winner is. And if not myself, Brian will be contacting you to arrange that with you all. And so this year, because we are celebrating our 70th and the freshness and amazingness of who Houston is and what Galveston Houston is we really want to focus on peace. Peace be with you, the theme of our Holy Father. Of his first words as a Holy Father, and then also like a little like we say, red little Houston twang on it, and so put a little Houston love in it, and so definitely want to celebrate that as well. We do ask for creativity, so I know usually the peace we go to like the hand piece or the peace sign, so we want to stay away from that as much as we can, and so we want to put some creativity on it. And so if you have parish people bring flags of their parish name, and that's usually what they bring, that really won't be the winner or part of it for the contest, but we still want you to be part of the procession if that is what you choose to bring. So definitely sign up. Please sign up. I know I did send that via text last week to register, but I can be sure to send it to you guys again. I know we'll be getting messages of people not getting the orientation packet, and somebody asked earlier about sign-ups for Eucharistic ministers and adorers. That was emailed today, and that was sent to the chaperones and to the key leaders. And so if you can check your email under the first message in orange, you'll find the button for the packet. And then right underneath that, you will find the sign up links for Eucharistic ministers and to be an adorer. So if you can please click that. And along with that, if your pastor wants to listen to confessions, we have a link that we can send to them directly to see what availability we have for them to come help us out for confession.
I was really excited. I was looking at that list today, and we have a ton of priests signing up throughout the entire weekend, which is going to be amazing. So thank you to our priests. Thank you to your priest if they signed up for their willingness to come down. It's going to be amazing.
Somebody said they're going to miss Father Jay, and I'm like, he's going to be there all weekend as well. So he's going to hang out with us for confession. So you'll get to see him.
You're going to love Father Fiat, though. He is
so good.
He is so good. And if you got any kids who are gamers, Father Viet is a big gamer. So he can talk to them about that. They can talk to him. Some last minute things to kind of be prepared for. If you've been there to AYC before, just kind of know that the parking in the streets down there are severely impacted by some of the construction going on. So Dallas, which is the street that goes right in front of the Hilton of the Americas, is the main drop off, and essentially everyone, if you're not parking, is going to be U-turning there and going around. So just know that when it comes to youth safety, crossing those streets, try to avoid crossing across Dallas while you're there. We got confirmation from the hotel today about what they're going to be doing for parking. So if you've been with us in the past, there was a parking structure that was attached via an air bridge to the Hilton. The plan had been by the city to demolish that one as they were building a new one attached to George R. Brown. Well, the new one's not built yet, but they tore down the old one. So that parking structure does not exist anymore. But the Hilton is honoring our traditional $35 a day parking rate with valet. So they will have valet, they'll have extra staff there on Friday and Sunday to be able to accommodate that. And so you'll get that same parking rate. Just make sure that as part of the tipping culture of America, you factor that in when you are picking up your car on Sunday, to have that. If you are at the Embassy Suites, they too offer valet parking. It is not at the same $35 rate, is at a higher rate. It's at $60 a night. But that being said, if you happened to accidentally drive your car over to the Hilton and have them valet for you, I don't think I would, fault you for that. So just kind of keep that in mind as you are thinking through those items. What else was on this list? Sunday Mass. Like I said, we're about 300 higher than we've been in the past. So we are asking parents to not come to Mass with us on Sunday. I know in years past when we've had smaller numbers, we've opened it up to parents to join us. The only parents that we are inviting to join us for Sunday Mass are those of the youth council members who are being commissioned at that Mass. And so kind of the same thing, they'll be going to check in at the registration desk. They'll get guest credentials, and those will be the ones that our program assistants will easily walk in. If other parents show up and do not check in and are not on that list, then they will be asked to kind of remain outside in the pre-function space. And if there is room at the end, then we will allow them to enter in, but the space is going to be pretty tight and pretty limited. So just kind of factor that in as you're communicating with your parents. Jeanette, Amy, anything else that I'm missing that you guys want to make sure that we cover?
We have a question about like parking. I'm assuming parking in the Embassy Suites. There is a parking garage there, correct? For them, yeah.
I believe so, but I think they might be valet only.
I believe.
So I will clarify that, and I will email those directly to let them know.
And then the parking cost for the Hilton, which is really under Discover Green, they were going to, is only valet. So it's one of the things that it's only going to be valet. You don't park yourself, but they won't be doing the valet prices. It's going to be a set price because of the limited parking that we have, which I believe it was $35 a day.
Yes, it's $35 a day, which was the traditional price that the parking structure would be. So rather than it being $50, $60 for valet, it's only $35 a day, which is the same that you would have paid in the parking structure.
Mm-hmm. So question about transportation. You can take a bus. If it's easier to get dropped off and to get picked up by bus, you can definitely do that. You don't have to take your own vehicles.
Yeah.